All right. Let's talk about moving into a lease option house. Let's talk about it.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad. I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad. Doing no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up.
I've
Cash in
done
the
this
bag.
several times in my career. And I can tell you that last Tuesday at the Calling Sellers Together session, I was dialing into Branson, Missouri, looking for a condo to lease option for myself. I'm actively doing this right now, even. So it just kind of dawned on me today that, hey, it's funny that I'm actually actively doing this. Yeah. So, you know, it's to me the best experience you can have as far as a training experience is if you're in need of a better place, a better pad, then what you need to do is find a creative deal and move into it because you will learn so much about the business by participating in it like this. Because you'll get to be several roles in the transaction. Okay. So let's talk about this right away. What are the several roles that you'll learn by moving into your own lease option deal? Anyone have any ideas? What are the roles that you'll play? There's several here. Normally, you're just playing the investor and you're going to assign the deal away to the tenant buyer. But in this case, you're going to move in. So now you're the investor, but you're also what?
And a buyer.
Yeah, you're the tenant buyer. Yeah. And if you have a long enough term, let's suppose 36 months, if you live there for a year, you don't like the property, you put the property on the market, and now you're the investor again looking to sell the deal. You get to be a homeowner. Okay, that's another role, right? So if you haven't had any experience with home ownership or very little, great experience to get into your own lease option deal. All right. I highly recommend it. You will understand the inner workings of the business if you do this. All right. So it will really give you that master's degree level of understanding because you're playing several of the roles yourself. Okay. All right. So let's talk about what it takes to get into a lease option house yourself. All right. I am going to share with you right now in the chat the cheat sheet for today's lesson. We could start right there at what are you looking for? Do you have a plan to buy? Okay. I do not recommend you find a lease option deal and move into it unless you have a plan to either one, move and sell it to someone else before the term expires, or two, you plan to buy it. Okay. There's no reason to move into a rent to buy house unless you have one of those two exit strategies in mind. Okay. Is everybody, this is a little bit of an advanced class because we're not talking about how lease options work. This is more of a specialized knowledge situation here. Does anybody have any questions about the two exit strategies here? You have two options. Number one, move in and actually qualify for the loan and buy the house. Or two, have such a long term, like 24, 36 months, 50 months, 60 months, whatever it is, 48 months. All right. A long term where you can live there for a while and then move out, put a tenant buyer in your place, and still him or her have enough time to close. Okay. So you can either buy the house or you can move out and replace yourself. Now, I think I'm just a planner and maybe I'm just a little bit too obsessive compulsive. I don't know. But I would like to know before I move into a place what my plan is. Okay. I would just personally feel more comfortable knowing that I plan on buying this house or I plan on moving out midterm. Does everybody understand what I mean by midterm? Okay. And replacing myself. All right. Now, if you do decide to go the way of purchasing the house, If that is your exit strategy, then you need to also consider that you are the tenant buyer then, correct? Right? You are the tenant buyer. You're not just staying there for the next year and a half before you move out and replace yourself. You plan on buying the house. You become the real tenant buyer here. And so you will want to put yourself through the same hurdles that you would want your tenant buyer to go through. Meaning, before you go into the deal, and if you plan to buy, talk to a mortgage person. Figure out what your credit score is. Figure out what your credit dings are. Everybody knows what I mean by dings, okay? They happen to everyone, all right? So take care of business and set the stage to win here, all right? If you have to get on a credit repair plan, I personally like Sky Blue. Google them, Sky Blue Credit Repair. I personally like them, all right? I've had some good success with them, all right? So if you need credit repair, Sky Blue, or maybe there's some others that you can tap into that might maybe even you just do it yourself with Credit Karma and you go and you dispute some things. You need to have a plan. What will it take for you to qualify for the home loan? All right. There's no sense in going into this ignorantly, okay, because that will bring you some bruises later. All right. You'll either be disappointed you can't buy or you'll tick the seller off or both. All right. And you don't want to be there when that happens. You don't want that to happen. All right. So get your plan for the home loan together, just like you would expect, or you tell your prospective tenant buyers on other deals, just like you tell them, hey, you need to talk to a home loan lender, get a good plan together. Do you have a plan to purchase the home in the amount of time that you're leasing it? Okay, wonderful. Okay, great. Let's move forward. All right. So put yourself through the same paces. All right. With that, when you talk to a mortgage guy or gal on the phone, usually, they're going to ask you to not physically, thank God, to financially undress. Be honest with them. Okay. They're going to ask you to financially undress. Yes, I was unemployed for blah, blah. I got a job doing this and I'm making this much a month. I've had it for X amount of months. Okay, I have this much in my savings account. Yeah, you can pull my credit score. Here's my social. Okay, pull it up. Tell me what you think, Mr. Mortgage Guy. He's going to financially undress you. It is uncomfortable. Welcome to the world we live in, though. Okay? That is just simply how it works. If it's uncomfortable, there's a reason why it's uncomfortable. You know it sucks. He's going to see it sucks. Okay, that's not the point. The point is get the plan to make it not suck, to get yourself prepared to buy the house if that's the goal. Okay, so a lease option will get you into the property, living there without having to qualify for the loan. But at some point, you got to pay the piper. Okay, so get your plan together. All right. With that, the mortgage guy is going to help you decide what purchase price you can afford. Am I right? That's one thing mortgage guys do. They tell you, yeah, well, I think you can afford this much. Okay, so this is going to help you decide purchase price. It's also, she's going to help you decide what kind of monthly payment range you're going to fall into. These are all important for you to know. Okay. They're also going to help you with what type of lending program you may qualify for. All right. That program may be FHA first time home buyers. It may be conventional lending. I don't know. I'm not the mortgage guy. You know, he's specialized knowledge, you know, so you'll probably hear a different story a little bit out of each one you talk to, but you're going to see some similarities too, because they all use the same types of programs. So you'll want to see, what program do I fit into? Does that require a large down payment when we close? You'll want to know that. Okay. So if you check those things out and you know that information, you are now in a better position to go shopping. Okay. All right. So that's a little basic education on purchasing a home through a home loan lender, you're going to want to decide all of those things with a home loan lender, because taking a stab at it in the dark is not good enough. You need their professional assistance. All right, so contact the lender, decide purchase price, decide what monthly payments you can afford, decide now what zip codes and neighborhoods you want and can afford to live in. Okay? Get prepared with money to move. None of those things are important for me if I plan on moving out. Okay? I don't need to do any of that if I'm planning on moving out. If I'm going to move out midterm, okay, great. If I'm going to have an exit strategy of buying the house, okay, then I need to do all of that. Okay. Marketing in your choice of zip codes. Pick your zip codes of the houses that you can afford to live in according to your conversation with the mortgage person. If you plan on living there and then reassigning the deal to someone else, then or assigning the deal to someone else, then you don't have to go through the whole mortgage thing, but you do need to know what you have in your pocket and what you can afford monthly. All right. When you go to Zillow, you can actually search in your zip codes or your cities or your counties or your what have you, and you can find those, put the filters in for sell by owner, for rent by owner, set up your notifications so that you start getting notified when a new rental comes available in the area you want to live in, when a new for sale by owner comes in, when you want to move in those neighborhoods. Does that make sense, everybody?
Yep.
Okay. I won't take the time to show you how to set up notifications on Zillow. It is pretty simple. All right. I recommend doing the same thing on Craigslist. I believe there's a Craigslist app on your phone Play Store, and I believe that Craigslist app will allow you to set up notifications. If it does not, then you'll want to use a website called ifttt.com, and then you can set up notifications when new properties in the for sale by owner section or the for rent by owner section are added to your Craigslist filters when they're added there. Okay. In those neighborhoods. So that's kind of nice. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to call these because you want a place to live. So when you get leads for sale by owners and for rent by owners, I do not recommend texting them. You're not setting up a text blast. There's not going to be enough of them to do a text blast. You're just going to want to respond to them individually as they come in. All right. Facebook Marketplace is probably another place to find good rentals in those areas. You'll want to reach out to them. Hey, would you consider doing a lease and then selling at your asking price or something of the sort? All right. You'll want to reach out to them. Other for rent and for sale by owner listing sites. All right. What are some others? Let's name a couple right now. Anybody have any other for rent and for sale by owner listing sites besides Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and Zillow?
Zillow.
Hot pads. Yep. Zillow. Any others?
For salebyowner.com.
For salebyowner.com might be a good one. You know, there's quite a few, and they are different geographically. So they're different for me in Kansas City than they will be for you. There'll be some special ones out there where you are. I also like the newspaper. Okay. If there's still rentals in your newspaper and for sale by owners in your newspaper, your local newspaper, pick up the newspaper. Okay. You might also pick up the Thrifty Nickel or the American Classifieds as you walk out of the gas station. That little rack that sits by the door with the people grab them and they use them to wrap their glassware when they move. Okay, those a lot of times have for sale by owners in them. All right. So check those and see if those are good in your area. All right. The second thing you can do is that should alone give you all the people that are online in your neighborhood. And those in those neighborhoods that you can live in and you want to live in. The second thing you can do is bandit signs. I have used this technique, both of these techniques with really good success. Okay. The bandit sign you can see here, I have a picture. It says we take over house payments, call Justin, and then phone number. That's it. All right. I make these. Okay. I do not buy these brand new. You can go to dirtcheapsigns.com and buy something similar to this, but it doesn't look as good. Even though it's professionally made, it's just not formatted like this. Okay. They have one "we take over house payments" sign available, and I just don't like it. But this is the bandit sign you want to use. "We take over house payments." Okay. Your name and your phone number. You will get messages and phone calls from people who will want to know, do you also take over car payments? There's a lot of motivated people out there. Okay. A lot of people hurting. Post Craigslist ads as frequent as possible. Oh, let me say about bandit signs, you want to put them out on Friday and pick them up on Sunday if you don't want the municipality getting mad at you. All right. Craigslist ads. You want to post an ad in the real estate wanted section. Okay. The real estate wanted section. And in somewhere in the body of your message, or maybe this is the entire body of your message, corporate executive seeks executive style home lease purchase. We have 24 to 36 months. You might change this to 36 to 60 months. To purchase a home in the area, we would need to rent the home temporarily before purchasing. Contact my name and phone number. Okay. Corporate executive seeks executive style home. How important might it be if you're planning on moving in to a deal? How important might it be for you to actually be kind of professional? It might be kind of important. Yeah, might be kind of important. So, in other words, if you're going to go see the property and meet the homeowner and you think you want to live there, especially, put on some slacks and a golf shirt or a jacket or something, make yourself look good. Don't wear sweats and a t-shirt. Okay. Don't wear one of these hoodies that I cut the neck and the sleeves and it's got stains on it. Don't wear a shut up money thing. Okay. Just look like somebody who knows about money. You don't have to know anything about money. Just look like you do. And if you don't say too much, you'll sound like you do. Right? Okay. So be professional about it. The message, corporate executive seeks executive style home. Does that fit you? Does that describe you? Are you a corporate executive looking for an executive style home? Okay, I'm trying to talk to your paradigm right now of how you see yourself. Are you a corporate executive looking for an executive style home, or are you a broke down bum looking for a place to live? Because both of those exist. And the thing is one of those probably exists somewhere in here. Okay. You want to be the corporate executive looking for an executive style home. Okay. All right. Driving for dollars. Let me share screens again. Driving for dollars. You want to drive those neighborhoods. Call all of the for sale by owners and for rent by owners that you find. Hey, yeah, my name is Justin. I was calling because I saw this house over on Main Street, and it looks like it's for sale by owner or for rent by owner. Okay, it is. Wonderful. Would you guys consider doing anything like leasing it to me for a longer term, maybe 24 or 36 months, and then selling at your asking price? Is that something you would consider? No, it's not. Oh, okay. Bye-bye. Okay. Oh, it is. Okay, great. When would be a good time for me to take a look at the house? Okay. All right. So you'll want to call these. Another thing you'll want to do while you're driving for dollars is call the other wholesalers bandit signs that say ugly houses. We buy ugly houses. Call the ugly house ones and ask them if they have any pretty house leads they couldn't work with in those areas. Okay. Not a bad idea. Tell them you'll buy them a cup of coffee. All right. Failed MLS listings in your choice area. I wish PropStream still had this. It does not. You might have to build a relationship with a realtor. In some cases, in some of you guys' cases, you're a realtor or your wife is a realtor. Okay. Get the failed listings in those areas, because those are great leads for some house that you could move into. All right. Also, if you have the ability to create a realtor network, that's a great way to do it too. So your message to realtors will be more like this: Hi, Justin here. Hope this finds you doing well. I wanted to follow up on your listing or rental, okay, at blank. I wondered if any of your clients would consider doing something creative, maybe a lease purchase. When your seller sells their home to me, you'll get paid your commission. Okay. So edit this up to make it a little more you, but that's basically what you're going to be asking the realtors about, those realtor rents and for sale by realtors and stuff around in those areas. Okay. All right. So some special notes down here. But before we move on to that, any questions about local marketing for lease options? What are some other things we might do? Does anyone else have any ideas? So preparation is key. Okay, being prepared, knowing what exit strategy you're going to employ. Are you going to move in and move out midterm, or are you going to move in and purchase? Okay, you need to have your plan together. But then also, well, a couple other things you see I've added in the special notes down here. Use the combo lease option agreement. Okay, and I put a link to it right here. The combo lease option agreement. That's the lease and option agreement in one. Okay. Does anyone know why I recommend this?
It's all on one page. It's simple.
It's very simple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just in case you want to move out and pass it on to someone.
Yeah. Very simple. Yeah. It'll be easy to assign. Yeah. Also, it's just tougher to litigate. It's just tougher to litigate. If the seller ever wanted or needed to sue me for something, it's just tougher to litigate because it's a combo agreement. He can't just litigate the lease. He has to litigate the whole thing. All right. So it's just a little tip here. Okay. You can use the separate agreements, but I prefer the combo agreement. Make sure the deal you agree to is sellable in case you decide not to move or decide not to buy and move out. Okay. How many of you in here have ever rented a house or an apartment or something, and the day you moved in, you loved it? Oh, it was so beautiful and pretty and it was nice. And man, this is what I've been looking for. What an upgrade from the last place I was at. 6 months later, you can't stand it, because the faucet drips and the electric flickers on and off, and you can't get good Wi-Fi, and oh, this place sucks. I hate living here. Anybody ever experienced that?
Yeah, sure.
Totally. Is that possible if you move into your own lease option deal?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So you want to be smart about it. Be prepared. Make sure the deal that you get into, even if you plan to buy, make sure the deal you move into is sellable in case you decide you don't like it and you want to move out. Okay. Make sure you can find a tenant buyer for it. How will you know? Well, if it's a good enough deal. Yeah. Okay. Here's another thing. Is the furniture included? All right. Is the furniture included? It's a great question to ask. I have asked that question many times, and most of the time, no, it's not included. But I have asked that question, and I have had the homeowner say, well, I really can't take all this furniture. I can take some of it. I want to take this and such and not this, but I got this whole room of furniture in the den that I don't need in my new place. Will you give me $350 for all of it? Yeah. I'm going to collect $350 out of this tenant buyer if I'm assigning the deal. I'm going to go in there and haul that furniture out before he moves in. I got a whole new set of living room furniture. Okay. That's happened to me. All right. So sometimes these places come furnished or partially furnished, or you can negotiate it into the deal. Okay. So when you're going to move into a house, you might as well shoot for the whole thing. Try to get the couch too. Okay. You'll be surprised how many couches are out there that you can pick up for free. All right. Matter of fact, I have picked up stuff in houses that I did not want, but I listed it on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and made a lot of money off of it. Okay. Just a little side hustle. If you're moving into a place, might as well have a little side hustle that pays for a lot of it. Why not? Okay. Preparation is key, everybody.